Gorgeous, gorgeous stitch. This is real pretty here. On this video, I'm going to teach you how to do the theater box stitch. I'm going to be using a 4mm hook and some cotton yarn size 4. For this stitch, you want to start with a foundation chain that's a multiple of 6 plus 4. So in my case, I have 16. For row 1, you're going to work 1 single crochet into the second chain from the hook. So essentially, you're going to skip the first one and into the second one, do a single crochet. And now this row is easy. You just want to do 1 single crochet into each of the chains. So repeat that until the end of the row, and I'll see you when we're there. For row 2, you want to start with a chain 3 and flip your work. This chain 3 is going to count as a double crochet. And now you're going to skip the first stitch and into the second, and every stitch onwards, you're going to do 1 double crochet. So skipping the first, into the second, doing 1 double crochet. And now doing a double crochet into each one of these stitches. So row 2 is also easy. Do 1 double crochet into each stitch, and I will see you at the end of this row. All right, so this is the end of row 2 here. For row 3, you're going to chain 1 and flip your work. You're going to do 1 single crochet into the first 2 stitches. So that's 1 and 2. Now you're going to start your row repeat. You're going to chain 3, skip 2 stitches, and then onto the third, you're going to do a puff stitch. For a puff stitch, you want to yarn over, insert the hook through the stitch, grab the yarn and pull it through, and do this 2 more times. So yarn over, push into the same stitch, grab the yarn and pull it through, and 1 more time into the same stitch, grab the yarn and pull it through. And now you have 7 loops on your hook. So you're going to yarn over and pull through all 7. And now to close off this, you're going to do 1 chain, and this finishes off your puff stitch. Now you're going to go back to the row repetition. So you're going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3, skip 2 stitches, and into the next do 1 single crochet. And that ends the row repeat. Now you can go back to the beginning by chaining 3, 1, 2, 3, skipping 2, and into the next doing a puff stitch. So yarn over, grab the yarn and pull it through 2 more times into the same stitch. You're going to have 7 loops on your hook, yarn over and pull through all 7. And now to finish off the puff stitch, you're going to do 1 chain. And that ends the row repeat again. So you just repeat that for however many stitches you've left. I'm going to continue here. And at the end of the row, you're going to be left with 4 stitches. So you're going to skip 2 of them, do a single crochet to finish off the row repeat. And you're going to have that turning chain still. So into the top of the turning chain, you're going to finish off this row with 1 single crochet. So there we do 1 single crochet. And that there is the end of row 3. For row 4, you want to start with the chain 5. And this chain 5 counts as a double crochet and a chain 2. Now we're going to flip our work, and we're going to work 3 single crochets into the closing chain of the next puff stitch. So that chain that you did, which is this, let me show you up close, this little gap here that closes your puff stitch, into there you're going to do 3 single crochets. So we're going to do 1, 2, and 3, all into the same little gap there. Now we're going to start our row repetition. We're going to chain 3. And now skip a lot of stitches and go into the next gap that closes the puff chain or the puff stitch. Into there, you're going to do another 3 single crochets. So 1, 2, 3. And that is the row repeat you want to follow. You're going to go back to the beginning with your chain 3 and then do 3 single crochets into the closing chain of the next puff stitch. So you do that for however many stitches you have left. So I'm at the end of the row here, and I've done my last 3 single crochets into the puffs, the chain of the puff stitch. So to finish off the row, you're just going to chain 2, and into the very last stitch, the last single crochet, you're going to do 1 double crochet. So into that stitch, we're doing a double crochet to finish off your row 4. For row 5, you want to chain 1 and flip your work. You're going to do 1 single crochet into the top of the double crochet here. Now you're doing 2 single crochets into the chain space. So 1 and 2. And now you start your row repeat. You're going to do 1 single crochet into each of the single crochets of that you did on top of the closing chain of the puff stitch. So we're going to do 1, 2, and 3. Now into the chain space here, you're going to do 3 single crochets. And this finishes off the row repetition. Essentially, you're just doing 1 single crochet into each of the stitches, but since you have chain spaces, you want to make sure that you also do single crochets into there. For example, here we only had 2 chains, so we only did 2 single crochets, but in the ones moving forward, you'll have 3 chains. So into those, you're going to do 3 single crochets. And then you continue the single crochets all across until you get to the end of the row. When you're at the end of the row here, you're going to have the chain 5 space. So around the chain space, you're going to do 2 single crochets. And your very last single crochet, you're going to work it into the chain, into the 3rd chain from bottom to top. So 1, 2, 3. Into that one, you're going to do your final single crochet of row 5. And there we have it. So now moving forward, you just want to repeat rows 2 through 5 until you have the desired length of your work or a finished swatch. So as you can see, you get some gapping in between, but then it's also quite structured because of the rows of single and double crochets. I like it a lot. Lovely, lovely stitch. Hey, while you're at it, why don't you just subscribe to my channel? Just do it. Just do it.